Hey everybody, this is my very first BookTube video. I'm going to be talking about 10 arguments for deleting your social media accounts right now. This is going to be a spoiler book review. I'm going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of the details that really stuck out to me, everything that really struck me. I really want us to open the floor for discussion. If anything sticks out to you in this video, leave a comment. If you want to discuss, if you want further information on something, leave me a comment. I will be reading the comments. I love discussion. I love for us to meld our minds together. Say whatever is on your mind. I want to hear it or read it or whatever. Okay, so first of all, why did I pick up this book? I was really interested in what social media is doing to us as a society. I really want to know, what does it do to your brain type of thing. But I also want to know what it does as far as sociology is concerned. How does it change society? How does it change just the way that people are moving? This book really taught me a lot about how it changes society. I really had the question of, ever since caveman days, we've been evolving. And I was just wondering where social media fits into our evolution. I just wanted to know, what is this setting us back? Is this bringing us forward? What is it really doing? When we look back thousands of years from now, what are we gonna have to say about social media, and how will it have affected humans in the evolutionary process? So that's why I really wanted to get this book. It's very easy read. It's only 140 pages, and it's got some really short chapters. Each of the chapters is split up into different mini sections, so it's really easy to read this book. It's really easy to find a good place to put it down and pick it back up later. So I really liked the way that this book was written. Oh, one more thing that I really love about it that I forgot to put in my notes. I love that this book has so many footnotes. Footnotes there, footnotes everywhere. It has links to articles. That's what I love, because whenever I'm reading about something, I want to have multiple sources. If I'm getting everything from one source, it just doesn't feel right. So I really love that he gave so many resources in this book. Before I get into this book, I have 3 things. One, this is a spoiler review. I'm going to be talking all about this book. I'm going to be dissecting it up, down, in, out, everywhere in this book. If you want to read it, I suggest you still read this. This is a great book to read, but I'm going to be talking about a lot of the details. Number 2, I don't agree with every single thing in this book, which is good for me, because if I agree with every single thing from one source, I kind of feel like I'm being manipulated in a way, I like the fact that I still can have autonomy when it comes to this book, because any place that you get information, you still want to be able to think for yourself. And number 3, as always, I don't claim to know everything. Just want to share with y'all what I've learned and what I might know. Okay, so I'm gonna go through some key notes from every single argument. If you see me looking to the right, my laptop is here. I have all my notes on my laptop, y'all. I went all in for this, because I want y'all to look, y'all. I took notes, y'all. I got so many sticky notes up in here. I was not playing. I want to give y'all the real rap that I learned from this book. So I'm going to go through each and every argument and some of the things that stuck out to me. And as we go through the first 2 arguments, if you bear with me, get through those 2, the rest is going to be a breeze. We're going to slide right through. All right. Here are all the arguments. Can you see it good? There you go. No, not my face. Get this. Okay, there you go. Yes, there we go. Okay, so the book, 10 Arguments for Deleting Your Social Media Accounts Right Now by Jaron Lanier. I hope I'm saying his name right. If I'm not, he'll never see it because he doesn't have social media, so it's all good. So boom, right in the beginning of the book, you get hit with some quotes from some of Facebook's bigwigs. A big one that stuck out to me was from Chamath Palihapitiya. Chamath Palihapitiya. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not saying that right, I'm so sorry. This was the former vice president of user growth on Facebook, okay? Chamath says, "The short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops we've created are destroying how society works. No civil discourse, no cooperation, misinformation, mistruth, So we are in a really bad state of affairs right now, in my opinion. It's eroding the core foundation of how people behave by and between each other. And I don't have a good solution. My solution is I just don't use the tools anymore. I haven't for years. That was like a big load, just like dropped right onto me, because it was like, wow, like one of these creators of Facebook is saying this is bad for us and that they don't even use the platform. Sean Parker, the first president of Facebook, he says, you know, that they're very conscious of the effect of having these feedback loops that like release dopamine in your brain. All right, if you don't know what dopamine is a chemical in your brain that is released when you feel happy or rewarded for something. Just think about this. If you're constantly getting these short-term bursts of happiness, that means that you're gonna definitely have long-term bouts of longing. It's a huge warning sign that Chamath decided not to use these platforms, and that Sean Parker is saying, you know, God only knows what it's doing to our children and things like that. Some of the patterns that link to like fascination of life on these social media platforms are like very closely similar to addiction. It's fine. Addiction is part of human nature, you know? But Jaren starts to talk about how like addiction and free will are opposites. So we're on the first argument. My bad, y'all. Argument 1. Social media is, you are, it's hard to read because it's backward. You are losing your free will, y'all. You're losing your free will. So addiction and free will are opposites. Jaren understands and appreciates the fact that we can't absolutely get away from some of these technologies. But here's the kicker. These platforms are modifying behaviors. That's the bad part. The addiction is not so bad. The modification of human behavior is the bad part, okay? And it can have some strong implications on us in the future. The most interesting part for me was how these platforms are being used to modify behaviors. So stay tuned, y'all. I told y'all, if y'all stay with me in the first 2 arguments, the next few will be a breeze. I don't know why I had a clip in my hand. The next few will be a breeze, and you will understand how these platforms are modifying your behaviors, and you'll just be more aware. Argument 2. Argument 2, come on. Quitting social media is the most finely targeted way to resist the insanity of our time. So here's where he talks about BUMMER. It's an acronym. I don't personally like this acronym because I don't think it's that good. But okay, so BUMMER, B-U-M-M-E-R. Behaviors of users modified and made into an empire for rent. Boo. Okay, so even though this acronym is not my favorite, he makes some good points. And as we go through these arguments, you'll understand why he chose the wording that he chose for the acronym. He calls BUMMER a statistical machine that lives in the computing clouds. I'm gonna explain the moving parts of BUMMER with the mnemonic that he gave us in the book. We've got A, B, C, D, E, and F, okay? A, attention acquisition leading to asshole supremacy. B, butting into everyone's lives. C, cramming content down people's throats. D, directing people's behaviors in the sneakiest way possible. E, earning money from letting the worst assholes secretly screw with everyone else. F, fake mobs and faker society. Okay, so A, attention acquisition leading to asshole supremacy. The next chapter is about that one, so I'm gonna hold that until the next chapter. B, butting into everyone's lives. So these algorithms for providing you content, they're watching you every minute, every second, every hour. How long you're looking at an ad, if you decide to click, if you're more likely to click on an ad after watching a happy video, after watching a sad one. Trying to understand your behaviors. C, cramming content. It's individualized behavior modification. So have you ever wondered why you was just talking about something and then next thing you know, you see an advertisement for exactly that you were just talking about? It's not a coincidence. It's not weird. It's by design, y'all. I'm shoving it right on your feed and into your face. D, directing people's behaviors in the sneakiest way possible. So everybody's feed is personalized, you know, so that you'll be personally engaged. Google and Facebook are using information and media that you will be emotionally connected to. So that's what really makes people addicted. Platforms like Facebook and Google have shared how they've experimented with making people sad. They've shared how they have experimented with like changing voter turnout. It's not a oops my bad type of like occurrence where it's like, oops my bad, I didn't mean to change voter turnout. It's like, yeah, what y'all think we came here to do? We came here to modify behaviors. We making you sad on purpose. We trying to figure out what make you sad, like duh. E, earning money from letting the worst assholes secretly screw with everyone else. Facebook, Google, they're getting money from advertisers. Advertisers are the customers, not you. You as the user are not the customer. Other companies that want to advertise to you are the customers of Facebook and Google. What does that mean? That means that Facebook and Google are selling a product to advertisers, right? What product are they selling? Your data, everything about you, how long it take you to look at whatever you're interested in, whatever you've been talking about that they heard you on the microphone. That's what they're selling to advertisers who don't give a crap about you. And algorithms are being produced to find the most efficient way to advertise to you, but it's modifying your behavior in the process. Fake mobs and faker society. So have y'all ever heard of bots? Y'all probably heard of bots. I'm saying have y'all, like y'all like raise your hand. So bots are real or fake. There are so many fake accounts out there producing fake content, fake media to get you outraged. Now we can get into the arguments for real, okay? So argument 3 is social media is making you into an asshole. Okay, so some stuff here really struck me. He said, you know, I quoted, I have these quotes: fetish for exaggeration and a cover for profound insecurity. I just want you to think about this. Just let it sit. If you feel like this might be you, like you might like have a fetish for exaggerating everything, then you can take a deeper look at that. Or if you feel like, you know, social media can be a cover for like some profound insecurity, you might want to take a look at that. If you don't really feel like that's you, I just want you to understand that some people are like that. Like some people are experiencing that. So on your day-to-day, you know, when you're looking at social media and maybe like somebody's life is just appearing so perfect, you know, understand that this is a highlight reel. Social media is a highlight reel. When I use social media, it's most of the time when I'm feeling good. Like I'm not really about to get up there and be crying. Like, so everything that you see from me might be happy or good or something that I learned or, you know, something positive. But that doesn't mean that everything that I go through in life is positive, you know? It's just the highlights. And some people can get really caught up in this exaggeration. He talks about like the constant outrage, and he talks about like being addicted to, not to winning, but being addicted to the process where losing is more likely, and you're addicted to the chance that you might win. Kind of like a person who gambles. They like the process and they like having even a small chance that they might win. There was a big question at the end. He said, at what times are you more like the person you want to be, and when do you get irritable or dismissive? So like, just think about that. Like, pause the video if you feel like you need to just stew on that for a little bit. Because for me, I think I'm most like the person that I want to be when I'm like interacting with people face to face, when I'm engaging with people, when I'm being kind, when I'm just around people and things that I like, you know. But I am not my favorite when I'm around stuff that irritates me. Like, just imagine if like just a heaping stinking pile of garbage just appeared whenever at any spot like around you, right? Like, just imagine a huge pile of garbage just like showing up right here. and it just lingers for a little while, like maybe a minute, and then it goes away. And that just happens all the time. That's what social media is sometimes. It's like, you know, you're scrolling down and you're seeing so many cute videos of little girls singing with their daddy in the bathroom mirror, or like something cute, and then you'll see something that makes you mad and makes you irritated, and it's just like, oh, like, I wish I didn't see that, but like, it's on your feed and you had no choice. It's like a big stinky heaping pile of garbage showing up whenever it wants to. When you're spending time on social media, how often are you being irritated? How often are you most like the person that you really want to be? All right, argument number 4. Social media. Social media is undermining truth. Social media is undermining truth. Okay, so we already touched on fake, right? So, oh my god, I learned from this book. Okay, so did y'all know that you can buy your first 25,000 fake followers with like, for like $225? You can buy, I didn't even know you could buy fake followers. Like, what's the point of that? But you can buy these followers, and that means that there's tons of fake accounts out there, and I wonder if there's more fake accounts out there than real ones, because like, it takes no effort. You just generate a fake account. It's not like you gotta keep up with it. It's not like you gotta, you know, do anything, update it, because it's fake. It's not even a real person. So I don't know. I wonder if there's more fake accounts than real ones. It's scary. So yeah, oh, think about the immunization stuff. Like, it had gotten out on social media that, okay, a lie was being spread saying that the flu shot causes autism, which nothing causes autism, okay? A person is born with autism, but it was being spread at such an alarming rate that people were deciding not to get the flu shot, me included. But I didn't know that the thought was that it caused autism. I just thought, like, why do I need to get this vaccine? But like, and I'm not like that anymore, because not getting this vaccine, which does not cause autism, makes people who can't get it, like babies and old people, more vulnerable to getting the flu and like having a really bad reaction. So it's very important that we get our vaccines and not feed into this fake information that we're getting from social media. All right, we're on argument 5. Argument 5. Social media is making what you say meaningless. Social media is making what you say meaningless. Okay, so first sentence, boom. What you say isn't meaningful without context. That's the first sentence in the chapter. Absolutely. We're posting stuff. We posting captions. Absolutely no context. So like, imagine if you're giving a presentation, you would tailor that presentation to your audience, whoever you're giving the presentation to. Like, you wouldn't give the same presentation to like a prison inmate that is like, that had, you know, he's been sentenced for a long time. You wouldn't give the same presentation about like how to spend your time to him that you would to like a graduating high school class. How to make best use of your time or something like that. Like, you would tailor it to your audience. But it's just like, on social media, it's like everything becomes so petty, shallow, and like surface level, because it's like everybody don't gotta know everything, but everybody's watching. So it's like, how do you make it make sense to everybody? So then it's just like really shallow, meaningless stuff. But like, okay, he talks about how podcasts are examples of good context, because you're listening to a podcast, they're generating content, information that is on a specific topic. They'll tell you where the information is from, or you'll know that it's from their own point of view. So you're given a brief moment to be in their experience and in their environment to get context. But imagine like if Imagine if you had a AI program just come through and take snippets of information from different podcasts to put together a podcast that would be perfect for you. It would just be a jumbled mess. You would have no context. You'd be like, what is this? Where does this even come from? Where does this even come from? That's exactly how social media is, and I hope that podcasts don't change like that and be like that in the future, because I like them the way they are right now. So yeah, it's just like a feed. Argument 6, social media is destroying your capacity for empathy. Social media is destroying your capacity for empathy. All right, so think about this. So when I say we, I mean black people. When we see another group of black people running, what do we do? What do? We start running. That's called social perception. That is normal. That can keep a lot of people from getting hurt. That can keep you out of harm's way, stuff like that. When we're all seeing different personalized worlds on this little device, we're all having a different experience. So it's harder to empathize with the person next to you, because they're seeing a whole different world than you are. And their world is tailored for what makes them irritable and what they like, and your world is tailored for the same exact thing. So yeah, we're all seeing different versions of the world being fed to us because of previous clicks. Argument 7. I told you I was gonna breeze right through. Argument 7. Social media. Get in there. Social media is making you unhappy. Social media is making you unhappy. Another thing to get into. Have you ever felt like a sense of competition on a social media platform? Or you felt unwanted if so-and-so didn't like or comment on your photo? Or like I was talking about before, like you feeling some type of way because nobody like commented on your photo. Like I always thought it was like whack for me to like feel like that. Like I have no problem like blowing my girl up on her social media, saying whatever, like bigging her up. I have no problem with that. Like that's what friends do. That's what I'm here for. But there have been times where I felt like, oh, why she didn't like my picture yet? Is it ugly? Or like, dang, she posted her on her story, but she ain't post me on the story. You're weighing all of these things that don't matter, and it doesn't make you happy. It's making you unhappy. It would be a quick thought, but the thought would come, and that's when I'm like, oh, like, nah, forget this crap. Like, I can't be changing how I view myself. Because sometimes when you're on social media, like I said, like the competition, like the stuff, when you're looking at other people's highlight reels, you're comparing yourself, and it's really making you unhappy. Like, if we really get down to like the real facts, you know, sometimes like you just don't feel happy looking on other people's social media. It's not like you a hater. You're not inherently a hater or nothing like that. It's just not designed to make you feel happy, and that's normal and that's natural and it's human. But this platform is pulling it out of you. All right, argument 8. Social media does not want you to have economic dignity. Social media doesn't want you to have economic dignity. Okay, so check this out. So advertising is the dominant business in the information era right now, right? So as we've been conditioned to believe that our digital services, like for our digital services to work, let's say you have a business and it's like an online business type of thing. You want to get clients online, you want to schedule online, you want to advertise online, stuff like that. So we've been conditioned to think that in order for our digital business to work, we have to use these platforms, and we, the users, have to be subservient to these platforms. This is subservient is the word that he used. Like we have to bow down to, like we have to use these platforms. So now it's like you need to use something that modifies your behaviors so you can run your digital business. So then it's like, not only are we made like emotionally insecure, like what I was just talking about, making you unhappy, but we're made financially insecure too, because we need this bigger entity. Like you don't ever want to feel hopeless without something or someone that's where dignity is lost. So if you feel like to run your business, you feel hopeless or helpless without using these platforms, like your dignity is gone. That's his argument. I mean, obviously I'm on YouTube making this video, so like obviously I want to use YouTube to spread this word, but I'm just letting y'all know, like, we just got to be aware of the stuff, you know. We don't have to use this. Of course I could talk about this, you know, to my people every day, whatever. I could talk about this in conversation. I've been talking about this, but I really wanted to make a video for it and start this this YouTube journey and start, you know, sharing a lot of the wisdom that I get using YouTube. So I still, just like I told y'all in the beginning, you can gather this information and then make a decision for yourself. I'm making a decision for myself. That's it. So the two companies, I think I mentioned this before, the two companies that depend on these bummer techniques are Facebook and Google. So Jaron views Facebook and Google in their dependence on these bummer platforms as an existential threat to civilization. It's a threat to like society and how we are moving forward. Argument 9. Social media is making politics impossible. Social media is making politics impossible. Okay, so y'all, the propaganda is wild. So much misinformation. So, okay, the anti-Rohingya propaganda that was spread on Facebook. When Facebook made their services available to Myanmar, it made the internet accessible to a ton more people, but they had to have a Facebook account in order to access the internet, okay? So everyone with these Facebook accounts, their primary news source was Facebook. Some propaganda was spread about children being mistreated, which is an easy way to cause outrage. So the children were being mistreated by a certain religious group that's in Myanmar. And this was not true information, but you know, once everybody, you know, got this news, then like it caused this religious group to not be trusted by and mistreated by people in their community. Their houses was burned, people was killed, women was raped. So it was like Facebook connected the world real time and left them to deal with like the implications and the consequences of connecting the world real time. Meaning news could be spread right now. As soon as I press post or whatever, news is spread, and then it doesn't matter if it's real or not. You just leave people to figure it out. A quote from Jaron real quick. The results of cataloging the quirks of idealists, like the young, hip, educated ones that join on, the young people that have a lot to say about everything and like new education coming out and this and that and this and that. He says, have the unintended effect of lining idealists up so they can be targeted with shit posts that statistically make them a little more irritable and a little less able to communicate with dissimilar people. So a little more isolated, and after all of that, a little less able to tolerate moderate, pragmatic politics. Let me write that down. So we gather content that aligns with our beliefs, right? It makes it easier for our algorithms to find things that piss us off and isolate us more and more and make us less tolerant of different opinions. Of course, the bug hit on the 2016 election. He says, it's random that Bummer favored the Republicans, but it isn't random that Bummer favored the most irritable, authoritarian, paranoid, and tribal Republicans. Alright? Outrage is powerful. So check this out. In 2017, it came out that Facebook had offered Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump campaign on-site teams, but only Donald Trump's team accepted that offer. So I don't want to get into like my personal political stance, but maybe some of y'all noticed that if you lean more towards Democratic or if you lean more away from Republican, there was like an array of information that made you question if you should favor Clinton or not. Now your feed, which is tailored to you, is feeding you information based on the stuff that you do like that goes against the stuff that you like. I want to share this one paragraph. It's about Black Lives Matter. He was talking about Black Lives Matter, which is an initiative with pure motives. Something that personally resonates with me. Just wanting to get the word out that we matter, that we have human rights, that we have rights, civil rights, as a citizen of this country. So he says, Black activists and sympathizers were carefully cataloged and studied. What wording got them excited? What annoyed them? What little things, stories, videos, anything kept them glued to Bummer? What would snowflakeify them enough to isolate them bit by bit from the rest of society? Snowflakeify, like make them more and more unique, more and more individualized, like a snowflake. None of them are the same. What made them shift to be more targetable by behavior modification messages over time? The purpose was not to repress the movement, but to earn money. The process was automatic, routine, sterile, and ruthless. Like, okay, so we have Black Lives Matter. We're speaking out on things that we are passionate about, that, you know, things that are important to us. Now, these algorithms can pick up on what annoys us the most. So Bummer, I'm putting brackets around Bummer, transforms sincere organizing into cynical disruption. The last one, argument in social media hates your soul. Social media hates your soul. So worst English accent. I'm sorry. Come back. Come back. Okay. Okay, this argument seemed more like Jaren's personal speculation, but he related it to religion. Okay, I'm just gonna read my notes on this verbatim. It's like you can form the thoughts outside your own around the social media itself. So one thing, for instance, is that we can enjoy the internet without using these platforms, but the platforms are made to make you believe that you can't survive without them, that there'd be no smart devices and no internet and no support groups and like-minded people to easily connect to. But that's a lie we reinforce by continuing to use it. Similar to how there are many sects of Christianity, but Protestants that rejected indulgences were made to believe that they'll be lost without following the rules of Catholicism. I do think that the social media stuff can have a spiritual effect, but I think I need more reading and experience to understand that. But if you have any inputs on this, like, put it in the comments. Like, I definitely want to know how y'all might feel about social media and the spiritual implications. All I know is vibes. If the vibe is off, get off. So, I know I just threw a lot at you to soak in. In conclusion, I just really want us to be aware. I just really want us to be vigilant. If you think that it'll be best for you to delete it, then delete it, sis. But I'm not by any means telling you y'all need to go delete y'all stuff, because I'm not deleting my stuff. But I think that it is very important that we understand how these tools can be used to modify behaviors, how, you know, advertisements are popping up, how different things are feeding into just us as a society. Because if you are aware that the manipulation can be occurring, then it's less likely that it will occur. All right, I don't want us to be irritated all the time. I don't want us to be outraged. I want us to keep moving forward. I don't want us to lose meaning in our words and stuff like that. I want us to continue to be empathetic to one another, be compassionate to one another, and not be an asshole. So hey, now that you know some stuff, like it's It's scary for a lot of people, but like you can be aware and decide for yourself if you want to delete it or take a break or moderate your use or whatever. Use it more, whatever you want to do. Now you know. It's your life, it's your brain, but now you have some facts to keep in mind. So always choose what's right for you. Always choose what's right for you and question everything. Don't take anything just as truth. Question every single thing. Thanks y'all so much for watching. I think I'm gonna be posting more booktubes coming up. Some of the, just to give you like a little heads up on some of the stuff that I like. I really like self-help books. I like books about, you know, history. So I might do some spoiler reviews on books like that, because like I want to feed you the knowledge that I can. But then I like some other books too that I might do some non-spoiler reviews on. Like I like memoirs and fiction and stuff like that. So so I will see y'all soon. Please give me feedback in the comments. Like I told y'all a million times, it's my first video, so please give me feedback. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like, what you want to see more of, what you want to discuss more of. I'm ready and willing to be up in the comments, y'all. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.